His beard is the same size as women who only date 6-foot men, bro. That's actually crazy.
But one day,
a beard Yo-Yo can never grow. Low blow. Yeah, it's not happening. And today we got the most avoidable deaths of all time. I really hope this doesn't make me cringe. I am squeamish and I'm really just hoping I don't see nothing nasty. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get straight into it though. You already know the vibes. 1 curse, 3 push-ups. If there's a mod in chat, put up a, you know, I'll put up a predict because I'm not cursing. But let's just get straight into it.
Philip Quinn, death by a lava lamp explosion.
Lava lamp?
In 2004, 24-year-old Philip Quinn from Washington State was at home,
Talk to me.
watching his lava lamp do its thing. But apparently it wasn't doing its thing fast enough for his liking. Instead of waiting patiently, Quinn had an idea that no scientist would ever approve of. He put the lava lamp directly on the stove to speed up the process. Physics had other plans. As the liquid inside overheated, the pressure built up until the lamp violently exploded. A glass shard shot across the room with enough force to pierce his chest, striking him in the heart. Quinn collapsed and died almost instantly. When police arrived, they found the shattered remains of the lamp, and presumably a cautionary tale about why household items come with warning labels. For the record, lava lamps already have a safety warning that explicitly states, "Do not heat this on a stove."
Then why would...
A piece of advice that, if followed, probably would have saved his life. David Grunman, death by Cactus revenge. On February 4th, 1982, 27-year-old David Grunman was out in the Arizona desert, armed with a shotgun and a questionable sense of judgment. He and his roommate had gone shooting, but instead of aiming at targets, David decided to take on Mother Nature herself by blasting away at a massive saguaro cacti.
Wait, how would that kill... Did it ricochet?
At first, things went as expected. He fired at a small cactus, watching it collapse in defeat. Encouraged by his success, he set his sights on a much larger 26-foot saguaro.
Okay. 26?
Loaded his shotgun into it. And that's when karma struck back. A massive 4-foot arm of the cactus broke off and fell directly on top of it. The weight of the spiny limb crushed him instantly, ending his cactus shooting career permanently. David was declared dead at the scene. Locals call it cactus karma.
Come on, bro.
Brutal reminder that desert plants have survived for thousands of years, and they don't take kindly to being shot at.
That got to be the first like plant to survive a bullet and actually get back. That's actually crazy.
This could have been avoided if David had just picked a different hobby, maybe fishing.
What happened to targets? What happened to throwing plates in the air and shooting those, bro?
Or literally anything that doesn't involve shooting at 500
What is that fishing rod connected to? Peculiar drawing.
pound plants. Hans Steininger. Death by beard entanglement. Hans Steininger was a well-respected mayor in 16th century Austria, known for his wisdom, leadership, and an absolutely massive beard. At 4.5 feet long, it was less of a facial feature and more of
Dang, that's a whole person in like certain cases.
an accessory, one that he usually rolled up and tucked into his pocket like a Renaissance-era fashion statement.
His beard is the same size as women who only date 6-foot men, bro. That's actually crazy.
But one day,
a beard Yo-Yo can never grow. Low blow. Yeah, it's not happening. That's what I get for coming for short women. Y'all got it. My fault.
during a sudden fire in town, Steininger forgot to tuck in his beard before running to help. As he hurried down a flight of stairs, he stepped on it, tripped, and fell head first, breaking his neck. Yes, this man was literally taken down by his own beard. If there's any lesson to
You didn't think to... You're not doing that?
take from this, it's that at a certain length, a beard stops being stylish and starts being a tripwire. Elena Struthers Gardner, impaled by metal straw. Reusable straws are supposed to save the environment, but this one didn't even save a single person. In November 2019, in Broadstone, England,
her posture is crazy.
60-year-old Lena Struthers Gardner, a retired jockey with mobility issues, was...
Oh, never... My fault. That was ableist. My fault. I didn't know. Okay, people who make videos, y'all gotta start mentioning the ailments before I get going with the jokes. The jokes is quick fire, bro. Y'all gotta stop doing that. You gotta stop doing that. You gotta stop. Just say April Fools. April Fools.
Was at home sipping from a mason jar with a built-in stainless steel straw. But as she walked through the kitchen, she suddenly lost her footing and fell. The metal straw, held firmly in place by the lid, did not budge. Instead, it impaled her left eye, driving straight into her brain. Her wife, Mandy, rushed in after hearing the sound of her collapse, only to find Lena making strange, gurgling noises. Emergency responders rushed her to the hospital, but the injury was too severe, and she passed away the next day. Doctors later noted that if the straw hadn't been held rigidly in place by the lid, it might have moved or bent upon impact. But because it was locked in, it turned into a miniature javelin waiting for an unfortunate victim. This tragedy sparked safety discussions around metal straws, because as it turns out, sharp, movable metal spikes near your face can in fact be dangerous. Who could have seen that coming?
Yeah, but we have to use those, but like y'all can fly private jets and stuff.
Jennifer Strange, overdosing on water. On January 12, 2007, 28-year-old Jennifer Strange from Sacramento, California, set out to win a Nintendo Wii for her kids. The contest,
I don't even know how she died. I wasn't paying attention.
Called Hold Your Wii for a Wii, was simple. Drink as much water as possible without urinating. Contestants kept chugging water, with the last person standing winning the console.
Okay.
At first, Jennifer laughed along with the hosts, but as she kept
I'm definitely soloing this. This is easy.
Drinking, she started to feel lightheaded and nauseous. Eventually, she left, telling coworkers she had a terrible headache and was going home. A few hours later, she was found dead in her bathroom. By drinking too much water too quickly,
She drowned?
Jennifer had diluted the sodium in her blood, causing her brain to swell dangerously. Essentially, her body drowned itself from the inside out, and she didn't even win the Wii.
Come on, bro. Do you stream games? I'm literally about to play Batman in 13 minutes.
After her death, her family sued the radio station, which had ignored warnings from medical professionals about the risks of excessive water consumption. The case ended with a $16 million settlement. But tragically, no amount of money could undo such an unnecessary and preventable death. Water is great. Just don't drink it like it's a competition. Jimmy Heselden. Death by Segway cliff dive. In 2010, British millionaire Jimmy Heselden, the owner of the Segway company, set out to test a new all-terrain version of his product on his private estate. With plenty of open land to explore, it seemed like the perfect place for a smooth ride, except for one poorly placed cliff. While navigating the terrain, Heselden somehow lost control near the edge, veered off the path.
So you're telling me you have all of this land, all of it, whole field, whole mansion. You decide to fall in the one singular place where you could fall off of something. I've just never understood that concept, bro.
And tragically plunged 42 feet into a river below. Rescue teams arrived, but it was too late. The man who owned the Segway company had been defeated by the very thing he sold. This death could have been avoided by not testing a self-balancing scooter near the edge of a literal cliff.
That's what I'm saying.
Or maybe by installing guardrails or just walking.
Or just going anywhere else in your crib.
Dr. Jacqueline Katarik, suffocation in chimney. In August 2010, Dr. Jacqueline Katarik, a 49-year-old physician from California, made a decision that can only be described as bold, ill-advised, and tragically final. She was in a turbulent relationship with a man named William Moody. One evening after an argument, Moody refused to see her, so she took matters into her own hands. First, she tried to break into his house with a shovel, which unsurprisingly didn't work. Then instead of calling...
If you're not strong enough to break a door with a shovel, you should give it up. Like, give me a shovel, I ain't gonna lie, I'm definitely breaking into a house with a shovel. What? Was it metal? Metal? What? Here's Johnny! Like, bro, what? Are you serious?
At a night and reconsidering her approach, she climbed onto the roof, removed the chimney cover, and decided to enter Santa style. Only one problem. Chimneys aren't designed for human travel.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
She slid in feet first, expecting to land safely inside, but she got stuck. Badly. When she didn't show up for work the next day, colleagues reported her missing.
Bro didn't hear her? Why did she scream?
3 days later, a house sitter noticed a strange smell coming from the fireplace. Firefighters spent 5 hours breaking apart the chimney to reach her. She had been trapped just 2 feet above the opening. The autopsy revealed that she had suffocated due to the extreme pressure on her chest, which made it impossible for her lungs to expand.
Oh, she couldn't scream.
Moody later expressed deep sadness over the tragic accident.
Yeah, imagine her dying in your crib.
Calling it a horrendously bad decision that cost her life. This entire situation could have been avoided by simply walking away, or at the very least, choosing a break-in method that didn't involve entering a narrow stone tunnel. Vladimir Lakonos. Death by exploding chewing gum.
What?
December 2009, 25-year-old Vladimir Lakonos, a
House haunted as hell. That house haunted as heck, bro. Man.
chemistry student from Ukraine, was doing what a lot of students do, chewing gum while studying. But unlike most people, he had a habit of dipping his gum in citric acid to make it extra sour.
Okay, that's not terrible.
On this particular day, Vladimir grabbed a small white powder from his desk, dipped his gum, popped it in his mouth, and started chewing. Only it wasn't citric acid. It was a highly explosive chemical compound he had been working with in his lab.
How do you make that mistake?
Within seconds, the gum detonated inside his mouth. The blast was so powerful that it blew off his jaw and lower face, killing him instantly. His parents, hearing the explosion, rushed in, only to find an unspeakable scene. When police investigated, they found two identical containers, one with citric acid, the other with a volatile explosive powder. In a tragic mix-up, he had grabbed the wrong one. This accident could have been avoided by labeling things properly.
Wait, did it just mix with saliva and just explode?
It also serves as an important lesson. If you're going to eat something, make sure it's actually food. As bizarre as these stories may be, it's important to remember that these were real people with real lives. This video isn't about making fun of them.
Absolutely not. It's just like, bro, it's that quick. That quick, bro. That quick, bro.
It's a reminder of how even the smallest decisions can have deadly consequences. So let's respect the dead, learn from their mistakes, and maybe, just maybe, think twice before making any life choices that could end up in a video like this.
Hey, no cap. No cap. Hey, man, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys liked it. We'll catch you guys in the next one. That's going to be it from me. Peace.